you just made a draw in the game with Shahryar Mamedyarov, but first of all, I was wondering how much time did you spend checking social media yesterday after that game, and after Magnus withdrew from the tournament?
Actually, I spent quite a lot of time because it is a very interesting thing. I mean, we haven't had any really major scandals in the chess world, and this is the first one in quite a while. I mean, it's maybe the biggest chess scandal since the Kramnik-Topalov match of 2006. So it's been a while. So yeah, I was reading quite a bit of what people are saying.
Yeah, you published this tweet like you want more, so it was not enough.
No, but this was just a joke because Magnus had his podcast with one episode called The Magnus Effect,
yes.
And I thought that this podcast was basically just to announce or to talk about his why he's not defending his title in the World Championship, and so now he has something else that is quite juicy to talk about. So I was wondering, okay, it was just a bit of a play on words and a bit of a joke.
Yeah, absolutely. And what kind of effect it has on your situation in the tournament in Grand Chess Tour right now? Suddenly you check the standings and probably found yourself sharing the second place before this game.
No, but I'm not really sharing. I mean, hands is +1 because his win against Magnus doesn't count, and it only shows that we're tied because he got, let's say, a 0 for that game, right? Because the game wasn't played. And I'll get a 0 in the last round when I was supposed to play Magnus. So I'm still half a point behind him, behind Wesley, and behind Jan, who, okay, Jan is clearly the biggest beneficiary in the terms of the tournament from this because he lost the game and this game is annulled. So he went from 50% to +1 essentially. For me, it doesn't change much. I mean, if anything, it's not really good for my tournament because it was, I already had an extra black in the tournament, and now I have 2 extra blacks because my last round white against Magnus is erased. But I don't look at it as personally as a negative or a positive. It's I mean, for the chess world, it's a negative, of course, but for my tournament, it doesn't change so much.
Yeah. What about today's game? How did it go for you?
Oh, well, the game was very interesting, but I guess it's not a surprise to say that this is kind of a forced line. It's a draw. It's not a new idea. Lev Aronian played this Queen E7, very rare move, and it clearly took Shahryar by surprise. He played a very dubious bishop to D3. Well, I shouldn't say dubious. It's a fine move. I mean, it leads to a draw. But basically, White is walking a tightrope after that draw. He has to find his Queen G1 and all this stuff. But then he calculated brilliantly. He found all the correct moves, and it was a draw. So yeah, I was surprised by his decision. It's super risky to play Bishop D3. I mean, White could also be losing. His king is on E2, and he's not even on material. But the way we played was all very correct and a forced draw.
Yeah, I saw you were talking after the game. Did he explain some of his decisions?
Well, no, he just asked me more or less if the game was correct, because it's clear that he was playing on his own and I came with preparation. So he just asked me and I told him that Queen G1 and everything that he found was correct, and he said that this Queen G1 idea took him some while to foresee, because it's a bit strange. The queen usually doesn't defend the king via G1. So he said that it took him some while to see that detail and that he's okay there.
Yeah, and the last question, how did it feel actually to play today, to play the whole without Magnus, without Alireza, who was supposed to play against him today?
Well, I mean, it was more yesterday when it came as a surprise. Today, it's we already knew what was happening. But yesterday, I kind of heard that something would happen before the game. I just heard some rumor that there would be some sort of, some development, and I didn't really think so much of it. And then it happened. I mean, I saw that Magnus didn't show up, that he forfeited the game. And but today, already we're used to the situation, and I mean, we'll see what happens, of course, because it's quite a big thing to withdraw from a tournament. I don't know if Magnus has done it before, during the tournament. I'm sure he's withdrawn before tournaments, but during the tournament, it's quite a big development.
Exactly. Thank you so much, and we're waiting for more news, hopefully. Thank you.
Thank you, Anastasiya. And just an example, Peter, of the type of content that people can enjoy on our social media channels. So be sure to subscribe. In the